Hey everybody, Maxwell Ventura, real estate broker with the Discher Group of Douglas Elliman out of downtown San Diego, back with a May 2022 market update. So today we're talking mortgage rates. We're going to get right into the year-over-year market data, the most recent update on STROs, aka short-term residential occupancy, aka short-term rentals, and a little bit of Amazon. Yes, it looks like Amazon is coming to San Diego County. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and please leave a comment if there's anything else that you'd like me to cover in these updates. I put them together for you after all, and so without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so looking back now, you'll see that the 30-year fixed rate mortgage exceeded 5%. That's the first time it's happened in quite some time, and we'll get into that next. But that happened in April. That's the highest since 2011. And so that you'll see, as you would expect, reduced the pool of eligible buyers and has caused mortgage applications to decline, with a significant impact on refi applications. The majority of the refi boom really happened within the last 12 to 18 months, where rates were in the threes predominantly, but even under threes for a short little blip of time there. I was seeing rates actually all the way down in the mid twos or even lower, depending on the loan product. And then finally, the increasing number of buyers are hoping to offset the cost by moving from bigger, more expensive cities to smaller areas that offer a more affordable cost of living. Down here at the bottom, you'll see median sales price, look at this, has finally reached $1 million. Now this is just for detached single-family residents. As we get into the next page, you'll see that the all-encompassing average is going to be a little bit lower than that. And then finally, affordability challenges are limiting buyer activity, and early signs suggest competition for homes may be cooling somewhat. And then lastly here, homes are still selling quickly, however, and multiple offers are common in many markets. Okay, so moving on to the total market overview, you'll see the year over year is up top in each column. And then the numbers that I have over top are actually the month over month. So it'll have the previous month's info on there. So starting down here, homes for sale, we're at 2520. Now that's 23% less than a year ago, but it's also 700 more than last month. So that's a really good sign that we're moving in the positive direction, and we gained about a third of our inventory back just in 1 month. Month supply of inventory also went up 0.2. Now it is down from this time last year, but again, moving in the right direction. Coming up here to new listings, pendings, and closed. New listings is about the same. We have 100 more from last month, of course down from last year, as is pendings and closed. Median sales price, now we're 20%, almost 21% year over year. The median sales price is $875,000, and remember that's encompassing detached and attached condos and townhomes. And it's also up $25,000 from just last month, which was at $850. Coming down here to percentage of original price received, up 3.3% year over year and up 0.4 from just this time last month. Days on market is continuing to drop. 18 is equal as to what it was last month. And the affordability index, look at this, negative 34.6 year over year, and it went down another 4 points in just 1 month. The big reason for affordability index dropping is the mortgage rates going up. Because remember, it's not only going to take into account the median salaries in a given area and the median sales price or the price point, but also the mortgage rates. It's the availability of money. So as the rates continue to go up, which they've had a handful of times in the last few months, you would expect that the affordability index is going to continue to drop. All right, so this is the FRED 30-year fixed rate mortgage average in the US. So we're gonna jump right to where we are now. So this is about a week ago. We are at 5.1, that's the national average. Now, a couple key points here. If we go back all the way to, let's say, January, this is the low point, was January 7th of 2021, 2.65, right? And then you see a steady increase, and then just recently, I say our lowest of record that was significant was the very end of 2021, December 23rd, 3.05, essentially 3. And then this was really our last little dip, 376 in March of 2022. This is really when it started to spike. You can make an argument here at the beginning of the year when it really started to increase. Now we are trending back down. Just recently, as of the last couple weeks, you see we hit a high of 5.3 and now we're at 510. But if we go back all the way to January of 2020, you'll see we at 3.72, and then the high here is towards the end of 2018. We're at 5. But what I want to do is go all the way back to, let's say 2000, and let's just go back to the 2000s. So you'll see there was that 5 that we almost saw, and then we go back another 5 years or so. We've had significant or about similar peaks. Here's another 5, and this is in 2011. But then as we go back up, here's where it really starts to get higher, 5.6 in 2009. And then you can see in the 6s, almost 7. And then up here, we're in the 7s all the way back in the 2000s. So historically, you know, I'd say the 5 that we're at now is really nothing that we haven't seen before. Sure, it's a nice spike from where we were, you know, a year ago. But you know, you can see that I personally don't think it's really anything to be super alarmed about. There's still plenty of deals that are going on right now. If anything, I think it's really helpful because this is turning into a slight softening, which San Diego really needs. We really have needed more inventory for quite some time and a little bit less buyer demand because we've just been in such a heavy seller's market. So I actually think that this is pretty healthy for San Diego. Even with the rates going up, it's helping to balance us out a little bit. All right, continuing right along, STROs. I've made 3 previous videos on this topic, but as more information comes out, I want to make sure that I'm continuing to deliver it to you. So the short-term rental ordinance has been finalized in the city of San Diego for the first time since the issue hit the market roughly a decade ago. And I want to be clear, I'm just referring to San Diego City, as the other municipalities, the 19 of them within San Diego County, will be responsible for their own jurisdiction. So the city is going to cut roughly half of the current whole home vacation rental stock, holding the total number of vacation rentals to 1% of the San Diego housing market. Also, no more than 5,400 whole house units will be permitted to be used as short-term rentals. For whole house rentals, you're going to need a permit. Permits are going to be granted through a lottery system, which will be weighted to favor good actors. Now, there's a good actors memo online on the city website that you can check out. As you would expect, there will be quite a few disappointed vacation rental hosts, but on the positive side, in addition to quieter neighborhoods, the San Diego City Council claims that thousands of new units of housing are going to come back to the market. So as you can see, and I just mentioned in the update, we're starting to see this now. I can personally attest to seeing more properties coming to the market that are currently being used as short-term rentals. Now it could be that sellers are looking to liquidate. Since we're at the top of the market, they want to liquidate now before their high cash flow could potentially be compromised. There's just a handful of variables, right? We could be at the top of the market, and of course we've been at the top of the market for quite some time, but with interest rates rising steadily, we're seeing a little bit of a shift. So less short-term rentals could also translate to more mid and long-term rentals, which is better for the rental market as it's been very difficult to land a rental recently. There will also be 16 new enforcement officers hired to police this new system, which is expected to start this fall 2022, which is right around the corner. Lastly, on to Amazon. So Amazon recently announced that they plan to create 2,500 corporate and technical jobs in Southern California, including more than 700 in San Diego. To accommodate the San Diego expansion, Amazon has signed a lease with Seritage Growth Properties and Invesco for a 123,000 square foot space at the University Town Center in UTC. The new office space is expected to open for employees in early 2023. Now, also, in case you did not know, there is about 1,000 tech and corporate employees already working at Amazon's San Diego Tech Hub, which is in northern UTC or the UCSD area, which is off Campus Point Drive. So in closing, we are seeing continued appreciation even with the rising rates. Although we are starting to get a little bit more of our inventory back and a little bit of a shift. Buyer demand is starting to slow down just a bit from the extremely competitive environment that we've seen really for the last 2 years. So, and this has been up until about the last 2 or 3 months. Additionally, we are expected to see more rate increases this year. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd like to see in these updates. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.